Quadratic equation. 3 toughest PYQs from last 5 years CBSE board exam. Class 10th. Solution with explanation and concept. First category. Algebraic fraction equations. These type of questions are basically simplifications of an equation. You will be given an equation and you would have to simplify it till you reach a quadratic equation like form. Then you might further need to simplify it or leave it as it is. We have to represent it in quadratic equation form. Let's start with the solution of this question. So first we need to just observe this question and find a way to achieve similar result in both LHS and RHS. So here I am transferring the 1 by x from RHS side to LHS. Then writing the equation as it is. Then we take the LCM and solve this question on both sides. These both are in multiplications. And here, as you can see, the x will get cancelled, will become 0, and we will be left with something along the line of minus a minus b upon a plus b plus x. Denominator will be written as it is in both cases. We haven't made any changes. Then we can take the minus sign in common, which will then look something like this. Now as you can see, a plus b, these both are similar. We can simply cancel them out because the numerator is similar, but we can't cancel the sign. We can only cancel if both sides are similar and negative sign is not in this side, so we can't cancel that out. So this equation will then look something like minus 1 upon a plus b plus x multiplied by x and 1 upon ab. Because the minus sign of the LHS side wasn't cancelled. It wasn't cancelled because there wasn't a minus sign on RHS side. If we want to cancel the signs, it should be similar. So we are here, and then we have to cross multiply. Transfer this here, transfer this here. So it will look like minus 1 multiplied by AB and 1 multiplied by a plus b plus x into x. Here I'm writing the next steps. Now we just need to simply multiply it. Minus ab equals ax plus bx plus x. X has been multiplied with all three of them, and 1 multiplied by any number is 1. Then in the next equation, we will just simply transfer minus AB to the right hand side. So it will be x square, here it is x square, plus AX plus BX plus AB. To achieve a simplified form, we need to find something in common in this equation which will make it the most simplified. And because we need to find the value of x, both of the sides should have things in common in a way that we get x. So here I'm going to take x in common, and here I'm going to take b in common. It's not division, it's I'm telling you what I'm going to take in common. Then, as you know, the classic best moment of your life when you realize you have solved a question. Yeah, this is like kind of the whole solution. You should never forget what you need to find in the end. Otherwise you might end up taking x in common here, and then you will realize you can't solve it further. Maybe not in the easy way. So here is basically the answer, one of the toughest questions from 5 here. I don't know how many minutes I took to solve it. You can check it in the timeline. Let's say timeline. So let's look into the next type of question. Literal coefficients with square roots. This is the second type of problem students generally have problem with. So here we just need to solve it, and well, we do always solve it, but I mean the steps are quite complex. The method and understanding the question itself doesn't need much brain power, but when it comes to solving the question and silly mistakes made during solving the steps, it creates a problem. So let's get into it step by step. First, we need to tally it with the quadratic equation, like capital A of the quadratic equation form is 4 and B is 4B. X coefficient, be careful there. That's like one of the most places people make mistake in the very first step, and then you get no step marking, and then you blame your teacher, and teacher still doesn't gives you marks. Okay, so anyway, C is equals to minus A square minus B square. This is also a place where people make mistake because they forgot the minus sign, and then you blame yourself because you can't blame teacher anymore. Let's solve it then. Just put it in the quadratic equation, it's not a big deal. This these type of questions, just you can literally solve it while listening to a song, and when the song completes you realize you forgot like 3 steps, unless you always solve while listening to a song like I used to do. It's much fun. Even when you get your question wrong, at least you can blame it on the songs. So as you can see, we did this. Well, so before you start solving this equation, let's simplify it, or well, let's use a smart method known as decrement. Forgive me for my wrong pronunciation if it was wrong, but in math you don't concentrate on that much. So basically it's b square minus 4ac, means we just need to use this under root part and check its value. So here we go. 16b square plus 16a square minus b square. Turns out we only get 16a square. This will get cancelled because of the minus sign. Well, let's not do that. I will add a step for you guys especially. Yeah, see, it got cancelled. Not doing that again. Practice so much, you don't need to do that. So well, it will go here. Put it. Now we will move it out, and it will get like this, because we can also write this thing as 4a whole square. If you know, you know, just move the square in and you will find it's the same. Now let's take 4 in common, because we like taking things in common, so later we don't suffer from stroke because we spend too much time elongating the steps. So it's minus a b plus minus a by 2, and hence we get the x value. It is equals to x. So okay, so here you go. Just put the plus sign first by 2 and then the minus sign by 2. You can also take not 0, it's x. You can also take this common and just make it look pretty. Who knows, maths teacher will give you some extra point. He won't. He never will. So basically that's your second type of problem, where people just make silly mistakes and you have some conceptual gaps because you haven't practiced that much, which is okay. Living life is okay, and then getting failed in that subject is also okay. It's not like your life is ruined and your parents are going to beat the hell out of you. Maybe. So well, let's start with the third and last type of questions. I just realized maybe the last step wasn't visible. So well, I'm just shifting the camera a bit. I'm sure you understood this step anyways. If you didn't, just look into it a bit. You will understand it. It was easy. You are smart. Yeah. So let's start with third type. This is the final was of all your problems. If you can solve this, you can probably solve most of the question related to quadratic equation. Basically, it is a hybrid with physics, and both maths and physics have decided that they want to bully you and take away your sanity. And who is sane in this world anyways? So, well, let's start with our classic formula known as time equals to distance upon speed. This will be your toolkit. But the news is you don't have to keep the units in mind at first and at last too. But be careful. Sometimes the question will ask you that the answer should be in meter per second instead of what's written here, kilometer plus hour. Keep these things in mind, and who knows, the board exam will not give you this question if you are lucky enough, but if you have as much good luck as me, you will probably get this question and you will probably almost cry in the school. Well, I didn't, but you can, who knows. So let's keep some things in mind. When we say still water, means the water current which generally flows in whatever direction is not present, means there is a speed missing. So that speed will either be subtracted. Let's consider whatever speed to be x. So when we go upstream, there is a force against you, and that force is also a speed, and that speed is of a water, and that water is x speed. Yeah, it's the rivers, yeah, waters or whatever water bodies speed which flows. Okay, so this happens when we go upstream. What happens when we go downstream? We have fun. Our speed increases, and we realize that going downstream, even in a bicycle, is so fun. Yeah, I have. So here the question says a motorboat whose speed is 18 km per hour in still water. 18 km, you can see in both cases I have written 18 km per hour because it's a speed in still water. It takes 1 hour more to go 24 km upstream than downstream to the same spot. Means here is a spot and here we are sad because we have to go up right now. And when we go and go and go and go, and when we realize we wasted 1 hour, and when we come and come and come, we realize it took us 1 hour less. Could have watched a small choice. So here we also have the distance. Time is 1 hour more in one case and 1 hour less in one case. I take that back. In 1 hour, we could probably watch 2 anime episodes. So much time wasted. Okay, so let's use time and make an equation, a beautiful equation, and that equation is 24, which is distance, which is same in both cases, and then speed. This is the speed of downstream, and this is time 1, this is time 2, because I'm too lazy to give any names. So this is downstream, upstream, you can see. Here you go. Not gonna write it. So you remember the part where it said 1 hour more? So do you think if we subtract the upstream time from downstream, we will get 1? Because there is a 1 hour difference in both. Like here is again 1 hour more to go. It is basically a long form way to confuse you. It basically means 1 hour difference, which is a much simpler sentence structure. Maths is also a linguistic problem. If you go in English medium but you don't really speak English a lot, you are going to get discriminated. Yeah, it is discrimination. People who know English, usually it's easier for them to understand this type of question because of the things, or who love politics, because in politics promises are made like that in a roundabout way. You will be confused but you will never get what you wanted. Okay, so I'm just writing it, the main equation here. So upstream, because upstream takes more time, the time here is more. Okay, the reason is simple because it's given in the question. Read the question again. You should read the question at least 2 times if you can't solve it, and if you have time to read it. If you don't have time, it's better to lose 5 marks in this question than leave a question you knew how to solve but couldn't get the time to solve. It's exam strategy. You will learn it as you grow older, but I taught you early. And some of you also may know. So basically, now we need to solve this. So I'm taking 24 in common because I'm lazy, and lazy people don't like to do extra mehnat. So here we go, 18 plus x minus 18 minus x upon 18 minus x. 18 plus x. Is it visible to you, this step in particular? I don't think so. Let me see. Yup, not visible. So here it is. Now as I can see that things are not visible to you, let's clean this up. You can write it down somewhere else, or I will write it for you. I won't. So I won't write it down, but I will make a marking for you so you understand. I will only make the marking for one side because you already know the other one by default will be what. So here it is. Now the steps will progress like this. First step here, second part here. I don't know why I'm doing this, because if you have watched the video you already know that it will go this way, and if you haven't, you better watch it. It will be good for you. Not trying to sell anything, you know. So I'm basically solving this because I think now you are smart enough to do that by your own, on your own. So 24 will be here, and I'm going to cross multiply this whole thing on this side because it will make things easier for us. Minus x, 18 plus x. Now it reminds me of a really helpful identity which I learned, and you know it too. It's a square minus b square equals to a minus b, a plus b. See, now does it looks familiar? Who cares about x? Just you think of it as a constant. Okay, here. So just put this in the equation and you will get, why write it again? It will be 48x equals to 18 square minus x square, because minus x plus x is there. What is the square of 18? 324 minus x square. Just let me check it. Yeah, it's 324. So it's 48x. Then we transfer it on the left hand side to make things easier for us, which will in turn make it into 324 equals 0. And then I'm going to erase this part because it looks really messy and I don't like it. You can take the screenshot or you can just use gallery to watch the solution side by side. So here it is. So 324's LCM is equals to 18 into 18, which can also be written as 18 to 36 into 9, which can also be written as, let's transfer 1 3 here to, or we can just take out the 3 from this, so 3 6 are, and it will be 54. Yeah, I definitely not cheated from somewhere else. You see, when you do this type of question, you have to run your mind. First, as we can see, when we add this 2, we get 45, which is close enough to 48. So instead of scooping out 3 from this, 3 into 2 into 3, 18 for 18, it is for 18. I took out 3 this time and multiplied it here. And because there is a minus sign, this both will be subtracted and we will get 48. So then we can solve it like normal humans do. And take things out. This question deserves more than 5 marks. Solving this question, like, if you can solve this question, I am sure you will get above 90 in like maths in general. Because except trigonometry, I don't think any other part of the math syllabus in class 10 would be harder than this question. Except trigonometry, remember that trigonometry is also hard. And the weightage of this chapter is also high, so be careful, practice more. You don't have much time left, but you still have some time, so it's better to be safe than to be sorry, and it's never too late to start. So that's it for today. If you want to join my 3 days course where I explain a chapter in 3 days because you have so limited time left, you can check the link in bio and description. Thank you and have a nice day.